Lincoln, a city well known for the cathedral and the castle, with history such as the Magna Carta and most importantly the origins of the Landship, better known as the tank.
So the documentary aims to basically explore how local this all is to Lincoln and how rich the history is in Lincoln, so that any viewers watching at home could go and see how local it all is and find this information out themselves.
The tank is a big part of Lincoln's heritage, and there are many resources around Lincoln to further understand why this is. Where better to begin than at where it started, at the White Hart Hotel on Lincoln's steep hill. Why the White Hart, you might ask? Well, in this room the developers of the tank, Walter Gordon Wilson and William Tritton, first met to discuss its design in September of 1915 at the height of the First War.
Wow. Well, in this room, this is where the designers of the tank first met to discuss the designs of the tank. And they draw up ideas, probably at a table similar to this. And ideas they liked were a green light, and ideas they didn't went in this fire.
So, you've seen the room in which the tank was designed, but what about an actual tank? Where would you see one of those?
The tank in World War I was it was a mechanical breakthrough, but at the same time it had a lot of flaws. It travelled a whole 4 miles an hour, got stuck in trenches, got constantly clogged up with barbed wire, but it did set a pretty big bar in the war effort for other countries to live up to.
So, here we are at the Museum of Lincolnshire Life, where you'll find one of the first tanks ever developed for successful combat. So, here we are with an actual tank. She's called Daphne, and you can just imagine how daunting it was on the battlefields of World War I to have something of this magnitude coming at you. You'd have men running in, scared for their lives, and this facing them down.
The tank was made in Lincoln, and whilst men were busy fighting, it was actually the women in factories making these machines. The munitionettes would work long periods of time on the tank, up to 12 hours, day or night. However, the munitionettes also said that they enjoyed the camaraderie of the work. I think it's quite interesting actually that it's only when you look into the design and development of the tanks that you find out it was women who made them.
I really enjoy the tanks because they have paved the way to militant victory. They were a huge part of World War II with the ever-growing German tank technology versus the slightly less superior British technology. But even now they're massive, still massive parts, again adapted, and that's what to me is great about them. They have a lot of historical value, and they do look pretty cool.
Since its origins in Lincoln, the tank has developed so much to the tank we know today through World War I, World War II and modern warfare. It's had a great impact on pop culture like films and games as well.
It's one of Lincoln's lesser known but more important historical parts. The fact that it was the first planned and built tank that went into the war effort is a pretty substantial piece of history, considering how important they became.
We hope this documentary has acted as a good introduction and hook to get you interested in the tank, and if you are interested, there are so many more resources that you can go and look into and find out more about the history yourself.